What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and the V28.01 update for Fortnite has officially released, and with it came a few more cosmetics than I actually expected. We have a lot of collaborations and stuff going down, so in today's video, I'll be recapping every single new cosmetic added to the game in this update, including, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which you're seeing on screen right now. So let's go over to the locker tab and just start off the showcase, shall we? It all starts with April O'Neil right here, who actually doesn't have any variants or anything else, but appears to be more of a Fortnite original take on the design, which I do think looks super duper clean. This is of course part of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and is set to release in the item shop around the 20th. Next up we have Dragon Ball with the Cell skin right here. As you can see, we currently have the perfect form variant equipped because I was taking some screenshots over for Twitter earlier, but we also, on top of having the perfect form variant, have the first form variant right here. This one actually has the tail on it and everything else, you know, very decent design, very cool one in my opinion, and it's cool to see more Dragon Ball collaborations coming to the game. We have the Dara skin right here, which actually doesn't have any special, you know, like reactivity or any variants or anything else, but is still a pretty clean skin to see in the game, and this is set to be the Save the World Starter Pack skin as far as I'm currently aware. We have the Donatello skin right here with the option to turn headphones on and off. Something I love about the Turtles is that they all have their own little unique poses. Here for Donatello, you know, it's more of like a little like, you know, nodding head thing. We'll go ahead and switch to the headphone off variant so you can kind of see it up close once it switches there, but that is the main key feature when it comes to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is that they all have their own special little idle pose. As we go to Raphael down here, we don't actually have any variants or anything else, but you will see the whole entire little like pose going on in a second here. Yep, as you can see, smile and everything. It looks so cool, and I love how unique they've gone about actually combining and designing these skins. And I mean, it's the Ninja Turtles. Who doesn't love the Turtles in the game? Next up, we got Michelangelo, who has a little bit more of a goofy idle animation, as you can see right here, but of course, you know, it matches Michelangelo. Now, of course, you know, in terms of front and back design, pretty much all the same. They all have the shell and everything else. And then we have Leonardo right here, which is the final one, a part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collaboration. This one, you know, just kind of has a very simplistic idle animation where just kind of like a little like nod forwards, nothing too crazy there. But of course, you know, in terms of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you don't gotta be crazy. Just get a turtle out there and you got it done. Now, for the final bit of collaboration stuff, we have Frieza right here, who actually has 3 variants. Right now, we're on the gold variant, as you can see. Then if we go over to the other variants, we have the 4th form right here, which is one of the forms that, you know, I would say is more popular, at least in terms of like memes and stuff. And then, of course, the 1st form as well, all available for you, all of their own idle poses and everything else, or I guess the same idle pose specifically for the skin. Now, this one takes a little bit longer to activate the idle pose, but, you know, that's pretty much all it is right there. It's just a little bit of like a little, you know, laugh or a giggle, I would say, for the actual skin before it loops the idle pose. Now, in terms of Fortnite original cosmetics, we have Gunslinger Calamity, which is interesting to see Calamity getting a reskin after so long. This one will be sold in a bundle with 2 other skins, and one of those other skins is actually the Lustrous Lux skin right here. I know someone who's been wanting a Lux skin for the longest time because they missed out on the original Battle Pass, so seeing how we're getting more of these old Battle Pass skins releasing in the item shop as bundles and everything is really cool to see. And then the 3rd skin part of that bundle is the Goldfish. All 3 of these, as far as I'm aware, were survey skins previously, so it's nice to see a lot more of those survey skins coming to the game. Now, in terms of other stuff going on here, though, we have the Holiday Boxy skin, which is a entirely free skin you'll be able to earn from Winterfest 2023. Very nice design. You know, I was surprised that it wasn't a variant and instead it's a free skin, but hey, free is free and I love it. Now, next up right over here, we have Killian with 2 variants. One actually is to put a mask on, apparently, but it seems like the variants are swapped, where the mask is on in the non-mask variant, so that's a little bit of an odd bug going on with the skin. But of course, you know, in terms of how it looks, you know, it's just basically a little bit of a mask that is getting added to the character. In terms of like the whole entire back end, you know, it still stays pretty much the same. We have Reviri right here, which I do believe is the Battle Royale starter pack for this season. I could be wrong, but it is one of the new skins that actually got added here. As you can see, we have a hat off variant, and then we have a hat on variant. The hat on and hat off variants both have their own little unique flares to them in terms of how the head looks, such as like the hair having a little pin in it that I think is really cool. We have Star Oakley with 2 variants right here, one being Underground Rose and then the other one just being normal Star Oakley. Underground Rose and Star Oakley both feel a little iffy to me. I don't know, there's just something about this skin that feels off to me in some way, but the Lego version of the skin looks cool, so that is kind of, you know, my opinion on it. You might like the skin, you know, it's just for me personally, I think it looks a little iffy. We have Elite Archetype right here, which is another one of the new outfits added this update. Nothing too crazy to talk about except, you know, it's a golden archetype themed skin. We have Winterfest Bushranger with 3 different options here: an option to turn the lights off on the skin, an option to actually have the lights blinking on the skin, and then an option to have the lights always on the skin. I'm unsure if this is a free Winterfest 2023 reward, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Next up, we have Void Warrior Absence, who has a very unique face model that I don't think we've really seen too much of. Maybe on the Academy Champions we've seen it once, but it's one of those newer face models that we don't see too many skins actually using. And then of course we have a mask on variant of the skin, which also has this little bit of like electricity going on with the head and everything. In the other variant, it still has electricity on the arms, but in this variant, you know, it also has it over towards the head. We have the Ageless with a brand new skin, being the Ageless Explorer, with 2 variants, one to have the glasses on and one to have the glasses off. This is with glasses on, and then this right here is with the glasses off. You know, pretty dripped out winter themed skin. We have Sunspot, which we actually are using the Cold Fusion variant of first, which looks like another very wintry themed skin. I really love the design they've kind of got going on, and the hands having like a little bit of like a frost effect. And then of course for the Sun variant, you got a little bit of like a flame effect going on the hands. Looks really nice, and you know, I'm surprised on how quickly this one came to the game after being in the surveys. And then finally we have Summit Seeker Eevee right here, which is a brand new Eevee skin that has been released into the game. That is, you know, something I've seen a lot of people want for a while now, so seeing more people are going to be able to obtain that is really nice. Now in terms of back blings, we got a lot. Firstly, we got a brand new back bling from Mr. Beast right here, which has a description of "I've made 100 million friends on this island." We have the whole entire Dragon Ball back blings right here with the Cell Shell back bling, you know, nothing too crazy about it, you know, something that's just interesting if you're interested in Dragon Ball. The Channel 6 news camera back bling for April O'Neil, which has a very interesting just little like design going on. You know, in terms of like all the collab stuff, it's like, it's interesting if you care about it, not interesting if you don't care about it, along those lines, all that type of stuff. But I do think all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff in terms of like the bow sheath and all that type of stuff looks really, really nice. Now, of course, this is Donnie's bow sheath, and then as we go down, we'll see more stuff like Raph's side holsters. And of course, for all these cosmetics, they will actually be able to, you know, actually use the pickaxes or whatever and take an off of the back of it as you play it. We also have Mikey's board and chucks, which is very interesting to see that the nunchucks are actually included with the board. We have Leo Saya's right here, which is very nice. You know, in terms of all the designs and everything, I can see a lot of combos being made from them. The Hollow Point Wings backbling right here, which is a version of Lux's old Battle Pass backblings, but, you know, more of like a modern design. Frieza's Pod right here, which is very interesting, you know, very nice design. I'm going to keep saying that a lot, just very interesting, so I'll quickly go through them all. We have the Eternal Longhorn for Calamity. We have ourselves the Submariner Safe for the Goldfish skin. And then we have ourselves the Serpentine back bling over here, which has a lot of variants. This is actually for the January 2024 crew pack, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a second here, because I realized I accidentally skipped over that skin when we were going through everything. So let's quickly, and actually, you know what, since I messed up here and skipped over this last variant once again, there's the Galaxy version of the back bling. But since I missed out on actually showcasing the skin, let's quickly go all the way over here, find where the skin is, if it's even in my locker. Yeah, okay, here it is, right here. The Silas Hess skin right here, and show you all the variants. Firstly, one thing I want to mention is that it has a little snake that has a little top hat. I love it. I feel like it's so dorky and just funny to see on the skin. But we have the normal variant, we have the Venomous Legacy variant with, you know, like a green snake. Got ourselves the Auric Legacy for a golden snake, the Phase Legacy right here. Then we have ourselves the Rhyme-Bound Legacy, and then finally the Cosmic Legacy, which of course has the galaxy design on everything, including the snake. Overall, the back bling, pickaxes, and skin itself have all these variants, and it's January 2024's first crew pack, so it's interesting to see 2024 starting it off with a very cool design in my personal opinion. But back to the back blings ourselves. Here we have the Wick's Katana, which is actually for John Wick, because John Wick got a brand new variant in this update. We have the Cross Rider back bling for the new Eevee skin. We have ourselves the Dreamsy handbag. We got ourselves the Illuminator of the Ice back bling. We have the Overdraw Pack back bling, got ourselves the glorious Gift Blade back bling, which is actually going to be free, and then this gilded variant right here is exclusive to Fortnite crew members, so you'll get the gold version only if you're a part of the Fortnite crew. We have the Shattercore back bling right here, which is kind of like an interesting little like 0 point kind of thing going on. We have ourselves the Razor Sword Scabbard right here, which is a very interesting design. The Porta Pandopaticon, I don't really know what to make of this, but you know, it reminds me of like the ghost from Destiny, and it's interesting to see how this has some lore with the Society in the game, which is one of the new factions that we have going on here. And it has an interesting thing going on. I didn't expect that at all. Wait, I think it just ends after that, yeah, but that is a very interesting back bling to see. I actually wasn't expecting that. We have the Nova Snack Pack right here, which is, you know, a very interesting one. It has reactivity, and it has, of course, you know, a normal sun version and a non-sun version. The reactivity is just kind of like that steam coming out of it, but of course, if you don't want it, you can just turn reactivity off. But it is nice to see that you have a lot of these options available to you. We have the official FNCS theme for this season being a giant, you know, nice shiny red on a white background, and then we have the Hero Half Shell back bling right here, which actually has different styles, so you'll be able to use between, you know, Leo style, Raph style, Mikey style, and the Donnie style, but you can also put any of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sprays on the actual back bling itself. It's interesting to see that it's restricted to these sprays, and I think that's just because on the private server I only have these, but most likely once it releases, you'll be able to put any spray you want on these back blings, which makes it a very interesting way to actually use sprays in a new light, especially if you're someone who doesn't want to use the spray skins. You have a new thing to actually use to kind of flex your sprays on. Now for the next thing, we have pickaxes over here. We have the Donnie's bow staff with an interesting little, you know, like pickup animation right there. We got the Leo's katanas with another animation, Mikey's nunchucks with once again another animation, Ralph's size with another animation right there. We got the boom mic, which actually doesn't have any special animations, but is just kind of there. Got the ideal cutter right here, the gun swinger. We got the Phrases spaceship staff, the Fangs of Hesk, which actually also have those variants. I think the green looks super sick on this. I'm definitely going to use that on like Surgeon Green Clover. But of course, you know, you can see all the different color designs and everything as you go through all of them. We have ourselves the Cell's Eggshell. We have the Bullseye Board, the Mercenary's Razor Sword, the Revere's Dream Staff, the Snow Globe Smasher, which I think looks very adorable, the Society Slicer, which has a very interesting way of holding it. Now, if we go ahead and swing this, I don't want to swing them all because, you know, it's very odd how it's like all the way in like 3 million different button presses, but maybe we'll get used to it. The Spear Gun Slasher, the Stellar Striker with 2 variants, being the normal one. This is kind of like a new Star Wand in a way, and then like the Flake version. The Wick's Katana, which is a brand new John Wick katana. The Void's Air. We have the Icy Peace axes, and then finally the Ice Calor's Edge. All of these are very interesting designs, and you know, I'm super excited to pick these up in the item shop. For gliders, we have Phrases Spaceship right here. We have the Elite Servo Glider, which appears to be another Winterfest 2023 reward. We have the Perfect Pivot Glider, which I'm not for sure how you obtain it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Winterfest. We have a new contrail from Winterfest, which is the Snowfaller right here. You know, I definitely think it has a nice effect with like the glow all over the actual body. But with that said, it's time to go to emotes. We only have one new emote this time and a lot of sprays. So this is the Lights Out emote, you know, nothing too crazy about it, just kind of like a nice little mic drop animation. And then of course you have your sprays right here for Channel 6, Donnie's tags, Leo's tags, Mikey's tags, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lid, The Secret's Out. We have ourselves the Rat King, the Raph's tags, and then of course the Pizza Time spray, all as little bonuses for you. In terms of actual wraps here, we have some nice designs. So firstly we got the Bushy's Bright one. Now if we actually trigger this, you can see that it makes the little lights on it actually appear and flash up. We have the Holly Paw right here, which reminds me of an old wrap we used to have for Winterfest a long time ago. We have Revere's Rave right here, which has a nice little design going on here, and then, you know, it kind of has in the front chill vibes, but it gets cut off because of where the placement on the wrap actually is. And then we have Winterfest Flurry, which in my opinion is a really nice wrap. I love these wraps that look like they're 3D, in the sense that this looks like it's an actual snow globe inside of the wrap itself. For the lobby, we have the new music pack you've been hearing this entire time, no new actual loading screens, and then for the other stuff, I don't actually have them on this profile. But in terms of all the cosmetics and everything, there has been a lot going on here, and even for the quest tab, you're noticing that there is a little snowflake icon. That is because Winterfest quests are going to be enabled in game, but so is the Winterfest cabin, where you'll be able to open a gift each day for some free rewards. Now with that said, I hope you champs and chambets enjoyed today's little showcase of all the cosmetics. If you did, consider subscribing and support the content I create, and I'll catch you guys next time with another upload. Peace out.